Hey, buddy, it's Invicta. It's time to Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Thursday, Mosh Pit. Well, here's the hoping that October starts a little bit better. I mean, you know, we had a run. It wasn't anything crazy, but I'm hoping that we get a hotter start today instead of relying on PH Dizzle. But we got ourselves a great meme of the day here, brought to you by Alex Lewis Armstrong, or Louis Armstrong, depending on how you pronounce it. Title thread was, everyone called him crazy, and then in the thread, they said, Sin reminded me of Dokes from Dexter for real. Love you, Sin. Now, I've never seen Dexter, although people have told me I would probably like it, but Invicta knowing the game listens to you, but he just can't prove it. I also, by the way, love the absolutely zero effort to be photoshopped little sissy on the headrest there. So thank you very much, Alex Louis Armstrong, and everyone who upvoted that one. Remember, submit your own memes of the day. We've got a lot of them to get through this week, and thank you for those of you who've been doing it so far. It is going to be 0330 Delta 3 Bravo Hotel. Lots of threes. Well, we got the Scooper again. We also have Bomber Boy, which is going to give us a nice, powerful bomb upgrade, but you have to be careful with it because the radius can kind of sneak up and be deceivingly large. I've hit myself numerous times thinking that I was out of the range of the Bomber Boy blast, and turns out, nope, I'm just underestimated the size of the explosion radius. We also have pretty... I mean, our movement speed's kind of whatever. It's 0.98. I'm not going to complain too much about being sub 1 movement speed. Our tiers are good. Our damage is good to start off with. Shot speed's good. Range is good. So one thing we're really lacking is just a little bit of movement speed and HP. That's about it. You know, and Bomber Boy is not bad. We get 5 bombs to start off with. We can use it to get a sort of like a super withdrawal from our donation machine because it counts as multiple hits of bombs instead of just one. You can use it to clear early game bosses easily, which is one hit as long as you're accurate. Which, to be honest, it's kind of hard to miss with the Bomber Boy blasts. it covers a large cross section of the area, as you see right there. It can hit the entire length of a room from the top to bottom, depending on where you put it. If you put it right in the middle, I mean, yeah, it'll hit there. So. Get the Swarm. The Swarm is not really one of those items that we talk about a whole lot, but it can be okay. It'll block projectiles and turn into an attack fly, but it only works on projectiles. It does not work as an orbital for enemies. So we can't like walk up here and be offensive with it, thinking that we have a whole bunch of fly orbitals. They only block projectiles. And then once they do get hit by a projectile of any type, they will turn into a regular blue attack fly. And you know, it's okay. It's not bad. Our battery is also not bad here. I wouldn't mind getting it. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and just do it now because I have a feeling that we're just going to backtrack anyway to go get it. So we should get a large amount of money here from the donation machine. There we go. And I believe that the Scooper works with car battery, I think. I think it will give us 2 peepers, but I could be wrong about that. It's not really an item that we see a whole lot of use out of just because it's pretty underwhelming. You get the blood clot effect, or you know, whatever effect, your alternating damage shot effect, whatever you want to call it, and it's okay. It gives you a little bit of extra oomph, but nothing to write home about, I would say. There you go, and this super secret room should be right there, so let's find out. It should be there. It is. Okay. We get a temperance machine here, which, oh wow, gave us that. Now, if we can manage to sneak a last second HP upgrade here, that would be phenomenal. I will go back and go use these red hearts if I have to, and we don't have to. Although I might do it anyway, just because if we can make up the money that we just spent there for this HP upgrade, that'll set us up nicely. And okay, never mind. Get a movement speed there, upgrade. Wow, that was almost a perfect scenario there. We got not only the HP upgrade, we got a second HP upgrade. And there's the 2 peepers. And there's the attack fly that was made by Baby Plum's attacks. So if I really wanted to, I mean, you could get aggressive with it and run straight into the projectiles to proc those attack flies. If you want to do that, you can. I don't really think it's necessary, though. The attack flies don't add that much more damage on there. And they get the job done as just mainly projectile blockers. We get a range upgrade, luck upgrade, kind of underwhelming. So we're looking for good synergies here with the car battery for our active item. As you see there, we do have we do have a little bit there with the peepers, and if we get BFF, they can do a decent amount of damage. The problem with them really lies in the fact that they just don't do a lot of damage, and then when they do deal damage, they have to be stuck on an enemy, and for them to have a lot of uptime, it's very, very rare. So it is what it is. You get extra damage whenever it makes contact. You know, if you're lacking damage, that can be helpful, but it's certainly not a game plan that you're going to be planning around the long term for. At least I hope not. If you can somehow make the peeper, the ice cream scooper, with car battery, if you can make that your primary source of damage, please let me know. Please link me a seed, because I gotta see this for myself. I'll take pills here. There's a shop. We actually find a shop before the item room, which is kind of rare. Since we do have a decent amount of money here, I am going to check. And soul converter, soul converter is kind of whatever. I do like fanny pack though here on the half price. Almost said on the half shell, which wouldn't make any sense at all. And then like go into a Ninja Turtle reference, and we get the Eternal D Sizzle, which sure, why not? Yeah. Okay. I mean, Farting Baby did get a change, so I guess we'll have him. I don't like that he contributes to Conjoined. Obviously, the Conjoined transformation is controversial. At least my takes are anyway. That I don't like the Conjoined transformation, and it's not just because of the damage down. It's because also you got to remember controlling your outgoing damage. Remember that old saying? Yeah. When you have a shot going above and below your normal shot, you are two times likely to hit something that you're not trying to hit at the time, and that can prove to be problematic, especially when you're talking about enemies that are trying to surround Isaac and try to get sort of a gang up when all you're trying to do is just simply kite them and get away from them. You could inadvertently push them right towards you. So we get the pact, which is great, and yeah, we don't really have a reason to go into the first room. The Eternal D6, by the way, is a D6 that has a 2-room cooldown. And it has a low chance, but with Sinvicta luck, has a very high chance of removing the item pedestal. Now, it definitely stands to be recognized that we did get extremely lucky by rolling into anything on our first item pedestal there, because remember, we also have car battery. And car battery means that we're using it twice, so that's double the chance for us to remove the item pedestal. It's also going to burn through 2 rerolls at a time, so it's not ideal. I don't think car battery is great for most die, unless you're talking about the spin down die, which we don't have right now. I wouldn't mind it though. Would not turn it down. Oh, there's a second one there. Pact is going to give us a nice DPS upgrade here with tears and damage. Also, of course, contribute towards the Beelzebub transformation. Wow, we get Tech 1. And again, car battery did not consume the pedestal, and that is surprising considering that we're rolling twice. Wow. Love me some Tech 1. I mean, who doesn't love Tech 1? Tech 1 gives you piercing shots, unlimited range, and then, of course, it scales very nicely with your tears rate and damage. You get spectral tears, you're just happy. You just get happy, and that's exactly what happens whenever I get technology. It is just good. You can really utilize that long range, literally unlimited range here, and stay fully out of the attack radius or attack range of any mob in the game. Unless, of course, it's a red champion who tries to take a pot shot at you. It's blocked by the swarm there. The world card. We don't have enough money to really go. 8 cents is okay. Okay, well now we can go to the shop. I'm not going to burn the world card to find out, though. Maybe it's up here? It's not. Again, right there, seeing me control my outgoing damage. I did not want to hit those bomb flies at the inopportune moment. I am going to use a mega bomb, or a Bomber Boy blast here, just because it does a very good amount of burst damage here, especially on big enemies. It means you're going to probably hit them multiple times with the same bomb. Yeah, there we go. No problem at all. 3 bombs is all it cost us. We get one of them back here with the box. And safety scissors, which is fine too. Makes it to where we don't have to worry about any any troll bombs. They turn into actual usable bombs. And I am going to backtrack a bit and go look for the shop because this is worth it. Potentially worth it. And then we still have our world card. I could take the Emperor card that just dropped too. We're only on Caves 1. It feels a little early for an Emperor card. Well, let's take it. I'm feeling lucky today. Let's take a dive. Hey, mini mush, nice. Don't really gain anything out of the range, but we have movement speed, and I'll always take movement speed. King Baby doesn't do anything with King Baby just doesn't do anything with Farting Baby, I don't think. Red Stew. I think we're just gonna go pass on that. Hoping for PhD, that would have been nice, but gotta say the Eternal D Sizzle hooking it up. Oh, that happened. We have a charge key here, so I am gonna go back one more time. Well, actually, no, we don't have enough money to buy it, so it's fine. It's fine. We'll take the key anyway. I'm gonna fade the Emperor card for now, just because, again, I think it's a little bit too soon to get one. And we'll just head on down. So I actually wanted safety scissors there, game, but I guess I'm not allowed. Because somehow we walked over the crawl space to get perfection. So I figured, okay, well, I'll just get safety scissors, and then if I have to bomb the trinket away from the opening, then I will, and it was down the next floor anyway. All right. Where the piercing shots of Tech 1 is very, very handy. Gotta be careful with these barrels. I have hit myself with these barrels more times than I can count. From, again, unsuccessfully not controlling my damage. And Spectral Tears, baby. There we go. And we're going to take Empty Vessel as well, which is going to give us 3 soul hearts, basically. And give us flying. So, wow. Tech 1 really, really starting to get pumped up with my favorite effects here. So now our Tech 1 shots are not going to be impeded by anything in the environment. So because we have Spectral Tears, it goes through rocks, it goes through pots, steel blocks, skulls, you name it, it goes through it. And with it having native piercing, that's going to be even easier for us to deal damage and stay safe. Now, we could have a very interesting play here with this library, depending on what the Eternal D Sizzle decides to do. For the dead. So we are going to get Bookworm, which is great. Then roll it here, and we get another round of items here. I don't want to use the Book of Revelations because I don't really want to get an orbital right now. We want more tears rate, and we want more damage. And there's the Book of Sin, which is not bad with the car battery, to be honest. Get that full charge here, so we go back into the library and just continue to exhaust the pool. Now, Necronomicon's here, but we don't have any other piece of the Necronomicon or the Necromancer transformation. We did on Tuesday have someone who gifted some YouTube memberships and then selected for the Necromancer transformation, which finally a lot of people got to see for the first time. I mean, I already knew what it did, but for the first time they got to see what it actually looked like, and it's good. I mean, it does a lot of damage. The Necronomicon turns into what I call the Gigacron, which deals boosted damage, and also you can use it, you can just spam it up until it runs out of charges, and then after that you got to go to the next floor for it to recharge. So it's one of those type items. If we get a devil deal here, I'll use the reroll, but we really should use it for the library to roll through the rest of the books, so we can start turning that and any subsequent library spawns into multi-item pedestal rooms. HP upgrade, which is going to temporarily ruin our empty vessel status. And let's go re-roll one more time. We don't have a key to get into the store, which kind of sucks a little bit. Although we do have an arcade, so. Satanic Bible, it doesn't really matter unless there's a temperance machine here, which there's not. Kind of hoping there was so we can at least get our empty vessel back, but you know. Maybe we'll get a key. We didn't. Your soul. It's better than perfection. And for S's and G's, we might as well just finish off this floor here. Who knows? Who knows what this will give us? Magic Mush? And let's roll through the final book here. Okay, there we go. So we lost a couple of item pedestals there, but for the most part, I mean, the Eternal D6 has been doing a great job for us. It set us up for Tech 1, and yeah, hasn't consumed too many item pedestals. Still getting caught up on Kaiju number 8. I don't know how many more episodes I have to go. I think I'm on episode, at the time it's recording, episode 22, maybe 23. I know that the anime is currently in season 2, and it's been good. I will say that I'm still appreciating the pace of the newer animes, where in something in like Bleach or Naruto, where it would take forever to get to the big bad and fight, and it seems like Sakamoto. I've talked about this before, where Kaiju, Sakamoto, you know, these animes are just plowing through these story arcs. And I don't know if that's how the mangas also are, but I like it. It's kind of a tired trope to have this sort of big build-up over an entire season, or at least multiple episodes, to get to where we finally get to see the heroes go up against the big bad. And for an episode of Sakamoto Days, for example, it just happens just either in the same episode or the next episode, and then you get full resolution and denouement and all that stuff. So I'm really impressed with it. I like Kaiju number 8. If I had to choose between which anime I like more, I'd probably lean towards Sakamoto Days. Just between the two, they're both excellent. I mean, they're both very, very, very good. If Sakamoto Days is an A+, then Kaiju number 8 is an A, I would say. I think that one thing I can say about Kaiju number 8 is that it's a little too predictable right now, especially if you've seen any shonen anime before, which of course that's all I've seen. So, but it's very good. I think that Sakamoto is a little bit more unique, though. I also saw that apparently they're doing a Sakamoto Days. I knew that was going to happen. Apparently they're doing a Sakamoto Days live action on Netflix or somewhere. Of course they are. I will say that the promotional material, the person who plays the bigger Sakamoto and then the skinny Sakamoto, they look pretty good. I think that they stay true to form. So hopefully it's encouraging, but I will say the live action animes I don't really have too high of an expectation for. Although I heard the One Piece one was good, but I still haven't watched One Piece. Maybe I should watch the live action to get caught up in the One Piece story. Anime fans they're bleeding through the ears right now hearing that. I didn't hear. Too busy yapping, not enough time listening to the game here. We'll take the screw, and we still lack keys, but let's go try to get boss rush. So now what we're really, really looking for is going to be Skinny on Mushroom, anything that breaks the tears cap, and that's really where you can start seeing Tech 1 explode in terms of the scaling for the DPS. It thrives on just firing just over and over and over again. Just if you could turn Tech 1 and make it look like Tech 2, you're laughing. It does so much more damage, and now especially with our 2 soul hearts out of here. Secret room's below that room right now, but we don't care about that. We're just looking for the Fool card. Because we have the Spectral Tears, our shot efficiency is going to be very, very, very high. And again, theoretically anyway, we should be able to stay safe away from all the riffraff. The Fool card there, as I do want to go see if we can get Polaroid Invincibility along with the flying of Empty Vessel, which we do have right now. The spades, we definitely need keys, so I'm happy about that. Let's go use this real quick. 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 We'll go back in here and go grab our Fool card. Cannon Rock right here. We got plenty of time, so I don't mind going back for this. All right, keys are no longer a problem. Oh yeah, bud. Look at this. Look at this, bud. One room, we just went over the amount of bonds that we had. I like that. Could even them out here. Our item room's right here. We might as well just go in there. Yeah, and I still think that we have plenty of time. Hey, nice point. Now we get poison bomber boy bombs. We are going to have enough to get a full charge on for our devil deal, assuming we get one. Which at this point, I'm not going to hold my breath, but Ghost Baby. We'll save that for a reroll pedestal. Scorpio adding some nice little poison damage here. How did we freeze them? Why did we get the mom's contact effect there? Oh, it was charge baby. That's what it was. There we go. We didn't get a double deal, and the analog stick does not break the tears cap. So yeah, lead pencil. We have a maxed amount of fire rate right now, so we will get a pretty high proc rate of lead pencil. I don't want to ruin our polar invincibility, nor do I want to ruin our flying capabilities right now. This room is just a whole nothing burger of a shop. And it's only going to cost us half price to go into the curse room, so we might as well. Euthanasia. Euthanasia is actually not bad with Tech 1. This is not bad in general, being able to execute enemies at a random rate. And Tech 1, because it's piercing, means that we're, again, going to be hitting multiple targets multiple times easily and safely. So Euthanasia has more chances to proc per shot than usual because we have piercing shots. Got my Empress card back here, then we can reroll Ghost Baby into hopefully something useful. Never mind, just kidding. We don't have a full charge. All right, come on down, Ghost Baby. You're invited to the party, I guess. Oh wow, what a roll there for or what a spawn for Pandora's Box. This is gonna give us 2 boss items in here. And it's gonna be an HP upgrade and a movement speed upgrade. So this is gonna ruin our flying and polar invincibility temporarily. Assuming that we get a devil deal. If we don't get a devil deal that has a way to exchange HP, or if we get a Krampus deal, then we're just gonna have to deal with not having flying. Soul Heart here. There could be, if you really wanted to, you can make an argument that maybe I should have tried to re-roll, especially inside of the mob trap room there with the Eternal D6. But I really didn't want to sacrifice just stats, and HP is a stat. I think that it's not a paper stat, but it's certainly a stat that we can use. The survivability in a nutshell. may have noticed my voice has been a little iffy the last couple of days here. I don't know what exactly is going on. There's like at the very top of the inside of my left nostril, like towards like the sinus area, there's like something that's inflamed, or a nerve that's firing off at a weird something that's triggering a sneeze response, and I don't know why. It's something I've experienced before, but never this prolonged. And I mean, it's constant. So my nose has been kind of drainy, and kind of not nasty. It's just runny. And I think it's allergies. I could be wrong, but anyway, I've been having to use my Flonase again, which is something I haven't used in a long time. And a byproduct of that is that sometimes it can drip with sinus drainage towards the back of your throat, and then that causes a little irritation. So that's the reason why the voice is a little bit scratchy and more gravelly today and yesterday, and probably going to be tomorrow too, because I'm recording multiple episodes today. But as always, everybody, thank you very much for everyone who came out to the Tuesday streams, and everyone who likes the videos. Remember, trying to get these videos just to 2,500. That should be a no-brainer for the new like streak goal. I'll be announcing after and I will be counting, by the way, the any episodes that get towards 2,500 likes or more up until the next like streak goal, which again I'll be announcing on when we do the eye tracker challenge, which is gonna be Sunday in a couple days. There we go. We're back down to our at least polar invincibility and flying for empty vessel. No guppy items to choose from. Let me get down again. Yeah, Athame is great here. Brimstone bombs. Little Brimmy would give us conjoined, but well, I'm just gonna take it just to get rid of our HP. It gives us conjoins. It's whatever. Again, not a massive fan of conjoined. It gives you a damage down. It gives you the split shot, like we talked about. But it's less intrusive with Tech 1, or at least any spectral and piercing shots, that you don't have to worry too much about things in clown physics. The main aversion to conjoin that I have is the damage down, which I don't like, and then also the fact that you can't control your outgoing DPS. So obviously the triple shot's always going to be there, so there's nothing you can do about that unless you have tractor beam. But it is the blow is kind of softened by the very presence of having piercing shots. So another mitigating reason why, or another reason why I don't like taking conjoined, is because of the fact that with clown physics, if something gets, let's say for example a mob was in between beams and they're running towards Isaac, if you have any kind of knockback on there, even just the base level of knockback, it is going to send that mob flying towards Isaac, especially if they're running towards him. And that's just a no-go for me. So there's not too many reasons to take conjoined, unless if you have a solid tears rate, good damage, and piercing or spectral helps out a lot. Which we do, which is why I don't mind taking it here. Seeing how important it is for us to have flying here with empty vessel as we do almost a full clear. We're clearing okay. Our speed is okay. We're not talking about like mega bonk levels of speed, but hoping we get a double deal to get rid of my HP, but of course we don't. Have a sponsored thing coming up soon-ish with NVIDIA, which I'm pretty excited about. It'd be my first non-gaming sponsorship. I mean, it's still a gaming sponsorship, but I don't know if I can talk about it yet. But and no, they didn't give me like a free graphics card or something. That'd be nice, but no, I'm not on the cool kids list yet. But certainly working with them and doing a successful sponsorship campaign will be good. And no, you don't have to worry about it. It's not going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Twitch. Don't worry. Don't worry. Your precious Isaac episodes will not get interrupted. Your feed's not going to be inundated with sponsored videos, although I could have. I could have and probably should have from a financial standpoint, but I also have a word that's not really used a whole lot anymore, at least not in the proper sense. Integrity. Integrity Farms. I'm not talking about South Park. Plenty of keys here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we don't want to pick up any red hearts because, again, we don't want to lose our flying. But more importantly, we don't want to lose polar invincibility and the invincibility of Empty Vessel. Pop the Empress card here just to help out with damage a little bit. Damage is not... Our DPS is okay. It's nothing to write home about, though. There's the Empty Vessel shield. Okay, so it procced on 2640, which means the next one's going to be 2720. We wanted to count down the cooldown of Empty Vessel. It's every 40 seconds. And it only activates on the 0-0, the 2-0, and the 4-0 of any given minute. So whatever the last activation was, count 40 seconds from that, and that's the next time. Just look for the 0 second, 20 second, or 40 second mark. All right, here we go. Eternal D Sizzle, do your best. That was not good. That was not you failed. You failed twice there. But I will say, technically, you passed 4 times as well because remember we've got car batteries. So a quick reroll here. But I have a feeling that these item pedestals in the chest are not long for this world. They're kind of doomed. They're cooked. Yep. Yep. And it's unfortunate that we didn't. I mean, honestly, maybe Brown Nugget was the play there with the car battery. Didn't even really think about that. I was too fixated on re-rolling the pedestals to try to get something better here. But at the end of the day, the Eternal D6 did give us the run that we have right now, thanks to Tech 1. And it's surprising how many rolls we did pass because we are rolling twice. So I'm not gonna besmirch it. The Eternal D Sizzle did great today. Is it the MVP? I don't know. It's hard to say because I obviously would like to give it to Tech 1, but we wouldn't have gotten Tech 1 if it weren't for the Eternal D6. We'll take Hallowed Ground, but it's unlikely that we're going to be able to use it for anything other than looking at it and then immediately popping it with Conjoined. Vessel procced on the 2840 mark. Okay. See how long lasting that shield is too. It's very, very, very good. Definitely do not want glass cannon. I don't know why I thought that the boss room would be over here. It could have only been a dead end, pretty much. If the secret room wasn't going to be to the left of that room below it. To the left of the room, below the room that's got the heart in it. I know the direction I was trying to say, but just conveying it was trickier than my brain is able to handle right now. There we go. Now that's some damage right there. Hallowed Ground. And that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the tears rate. If you can break the tears cap with Tech 1, you are laughing. It hurts. It hurts does go past the tears cap if we do take some damage, which is bound to happen, considering our base damage is so low. In fact, we only got 2 damage upgrades in all of this. We got the Pact and we got the Stapler, and that was it. And we've gone the wrong way again, although Athame absolutely bodied this room. All right. Now that we've gone the wrong way, let's go to the right way, shall we? Athame getting the overlap there. Very nice. That Bomba? Going to the corner of safety there, just in case Yellow Champion Gerties decide to get a wild hair about him. And we're still looking for the boss. It's good to know that we do have a chance of not breaking the hallowed ground poop, though. I just have to make sure I check myself before not before I wreck myself, but before I start firing. Yes, you should check yourself before you wreck yourself. Whatever that line was. Sounds like it was something that was in the 80s. It doesn't sound like a 90s thing. Or maybe it was the 90s, I don't know. Get this room again. So we get the more annoying version with Lust and also Super Envy. Yep. You know, Hollow Ground doing work here. And Ann says it's a very funny game. And soy milk, sure. Why not? Tech 1 soy milk. We're gonna do no damage, but this would have been fun without having Tech 1 now. Athame is gonna do way more damage than our tiers, if you want to even call these tiers. That's like a, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those water jets that cut metal and stone and stuff. That's what it looks like, except this is nowhere near as powerful as that. So we are going to get the pretty easy dub here. I'm going to give it. It doesn't get its time in the sunlight, really. So I'm going to give the MVP to the Eternal D6 for making this run possible. Despite having the handicap of being paired with the car battery, it still did a great job and only removed a minimal, I would say, amount of expected pedestals. So we'll take it. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great Thursday, and thank you all very much for everyone who has come by the stream on YouTube or on Twitch, for everyone who likes the video, everyone who continues to leave comments, continuing their comment streak, all that kind of stuff. I really appreciate it, everybody. And yeah, Thursday Night Football coming up tonight as well, so enjoy that if you like football, or if not, this is just enjoy your early weekend here. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. As always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to pages of mine like Brynmore Campos, Sean Cooper, Dear Shooty01, and Vizzle. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find by going to patreon.com/Invicta.